Welcome back to At the Mic with Michael Schumacher, brought to you by JR's Oasis. It is more than a fuel station, more than a convenience store. It is your one-stop travel shop on Fox Sports Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, Vermilion, and Yankton. And we have a Gazelles Gab on the line, and I always have to make a pitch. If you are interested in sponsoring these conversations, give me a call, 605-661-5858. I'd talk about you right now. I'd talk about you afterwards, and we'd even run an ad for you. So 605-661-5858. But I have a special guest on the line, Maddie Tereshinski. Maddie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
Well, I am better than I deserve. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. And, you know, I've seen Maddie everywhere, but is that the name you prefer being called? Or?
Yeah, Maddie, Madeline, anything works.
Okay. Well, I'm sure not anything. You prefer it to be around those two, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. All right. Because I get called a lot of names that I don't appreciate. So I'm just saying. All right. Well, that is awesome. Well, A, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. And while I introduced you by name, nobody can introduce themselves better than themselves. So why don't you take a moment to tell us a little bit about you, your family, your background, hobbies, interests, anything like that.
All right. Well, I'm born and raised Yankton. My mom, Renee, a nurse up at the hospital. My two sisters, Lauren and Claire Tereshinski, both graduates of Yankton High School. Lauren just graduated college. Claire plays basketball at Mount Marty. So yeah, we're all just really involved in the Yankton community. We really fell in love. You know, everyone around the community is just so empowering for one another, and it's really nice to be around. My hobbies are really just, you know, hanging out, friends and family, just whatever I can do whenever. Sports, of course, and I do like to do nails, paint nails. That's really one thing that my friends know me for, I guess, so to say. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. So when you're painting nails, do you, I mean, like, I know the basics. Okay, I can do a solid color. You could do a French tip. Do you like to do designs in there and stuff like that?
Yeah, any picture that I get shown, I just try to do my best. And, yeah.
All right. Well, excellent. And so, you know, I saw this, and it's a weird thing this friend of mine and I have. She sends me stuff. There's a whole hot dog culture on Instagram. And so we saw the nails where they did hot dogs. Have you ever done hot dogs?
I have, in fact, yes.
You have?
I have.
Okay, so give me the layout. What color was the base of the nails? Because it feels like there's certain colors that go with hot dogs, you know, yellow with mustard and all that, but green for... Describe the hot dog nails to me.
It's tan base and then a burgundy-ish red, brown type for the hot dog itself. And then it was red. There were two nails. So one was red ketchup topping and one was yellow for mustard topping.
All right. Now, can you divulge who this was for, or did they not want to be known?
It was for one of my close friends in my grade. So, yeah.
Right. I love that because my friend Amanda just shared it with me, I think just yesterday, and we saw the hot dog nails, and I thought, oh, that is awesome. But I'm going to tell you, hot dog culture on Instagram is a thing. Now, of course, now that we've shared a couple of things, it's more of a thing. It's like all I get in my algorithm, so it's a little weird, but it's interesting. So awesome hot dog nails. All right. And what other sports besides track and field? What else are you involved in?
Track is pretty much my thing. I was involved softball for like a little bit when I was younger, volleyball, and then basketball. So yeah.
All right. And you mentioned you're a junior, going to be a senior. Have you thought about what you want to do after high school?
I've pretty much narrowed it down to three. Nursing is probably a big one. Occupational therapy. And then I've also had a big interest in cosmetology. So kind of undecided, not really sure, but I'm going to look into those three and find out more about each one.
All right, cosmetology. I mean, the nails thing kind of feels along those lines, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
All right. Well, excellent. I mean, and they each have their own, they're each helping people in a way.
Yes.
It's cosmetology is an interesting one because I could use all the help I could get, so nails and I need a fashion person. I mean, I'm a step above a homeless person, I think, sometimes. Just the way I dress. I've got my basic stuff, and that's where I go. So I could use somebody like that. But, occupational therapy and nursing kind of based, get into that based on what your mom does?
Yes. Yep. Just kind of, and then occupational therapy is just really kind of creativity based. So I've heard, and so I feel like that would be something super fun. Just helping out, whether that's in the pediatrics or adults, like any of all ages. It's just something that you can really take one little thing and turn it into this. I don't know, really just blossom it out.
All right. No, that sounds great. Well, okay. And now, as you get ready for this summer and you head into your senior year, what are you looking forward to this summer? What are some of your plans, and what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm just kind of going with the flow. Not really many plans. Hoping to, get outside as much as I can, hang out with all my friends, work, save up, some money for the future. That's pretty much it.
All right. Where do you work?
I actually nanny for a family.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. That has to be fairly rewarding.
Yes, it's so much fun. Kids keep you on your toes, and yeah.
How old
so
are the kids
fun.
that you nanny for?
Between the ages of, I think it's about 7 to 10 years old.
Oh, that's
so really fun ages.
A good age. They're still fun. But they haven't gotten too lippy yet.
No.
Oh,
No.
that's the sweet spot right there. Because much older, I mean, just with they get a little lippy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And so, how long have you been doing that?
I've just started, I think, about a week ago.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, that's fun. And Yankton has so much stuff that you can do with kids.
Oh, yes.
That is great. Well, awesome. Well, that's cool to hear. Now, I definitely want to talk track and field, but I've got some icebreakers for you. You willing to answer a few?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. First one is, you get one final meal. What are you going to have?
Oh, gosh. I don't have anything specific, but I would say anything that my Grandma Judy makes.
Oh.
Any meal, it would have to be that.
Anything, huh?
Anything she makes. I just love her cooking, baking, anything.
Well, that sounds good. And I'm finding a theme. Over the last couple of weeks, I've talked to a number of kids on a pretty regular basis, and it's always grandma something. So, no, that sounds about right. My grandma was a heck of a cook, too. So, okay, we'll go with that. Grandma's making something for you.
Yeah.
She's going to be sad because it's your final meal, but she's going to put extra love into it, right?
Of course, yes.
Exactly. All right. Now, I'm going to be intrigued by this answer just based on our intro music. If you could see any three musical artists from throughout history, so living or dead, live in concert, who would you want to see?
Oh, gosh. Okay. Definitely Fleetwood Mac.
I kind of thought that might be one of them.
Then I would have to say Luke Combs for a little country music.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. And last one, I would say Coldplay.
Okay, you are kind of, I want to say all over the map. That sounds bad, but I mean, you're just kind of
I really am, yeah.
all over the spectrum. That is nice. I like that. Coldplay, Luke Combs, and Fleetwood Mac. Now, do you have a favorite Fleetwood Mac song?
Oh, gosh. I would say probably Go Your Own Way.
That is a good one. That is a really good one. The one we played as the intro, I don't want to know, is just one that it's a bop that kind of gets into my head. But Fleetwood Mac has so much good stuff, and Stevie Nicks is awesome. So I mean, I love her stuff. So all right, I knew we were going to be off to a good start here. Now, you could travel back one time to any point in the Earth's history, and you're guaranteed safe return. To when are you traveling, and why?
Ooh, I would have to say just the 1980s.
Okay.
I just feel like that was the style, all the fun colors, the whole deal. It just looks like so much fun. Pictures, the movies, everything.
I like it. Now, does your mom ever share anything from her time in the 80s?
Yeah, yes, she does. It sounds very, very intriguing. So
It was. I tell you, neon colors were huge, and kind of this crinkle material was a big thing. Whenever anybody recommends the 80s, though, I always tell them we did make some poor. Well, I made some poor fashion choices. There's a picture floating out in the Crofton Journal of me in Zubaz, which were zebra striped pants.
hey,
A
that's something fun.
It is, but I paired it with a tie-dyed shirt with a big picture of Malcolm X on the front. So I'm not quite sure that the pairing was the best, but and to top it off, I had a fake earring, one of those, a magnetic earring, and a yin yang necklace and a smiley face necklace. So that was what I actually wore out in public. So you know what? Judge me if you will, but I did it. So awesome. Well, I love the 80s, and I tell you, the time was a little simpler. We kind of knew who the enemies were geopolitically, and social media wasn't out there, and it was a much more enjoyable time. I think a little less stressful at times. So I think you would enjoy it. So all right, well, excellent. Now for this one, assume all of your basic life needs are met. So you have guaranteed basic levels of food, shelter, clothing, transportation, and if a cell phone's important, you have one of those. Money is no object, but you can only buy one thing. What would that one thing be?
Oh gosh. Would a plane ticket be an option?
It would. Or a plane.
I'll buy a plane, I guess.
All right, we're going to buy a plane that's fully fueled. I like it. That way you can travel wherever you want.
There you go.
At any time. We're tossing in the pilot, too. So that way you've got yourself covered. So, okay, excellent. Because I could say you could have a pilot's license, but you know what? Do you really want to fly yourself? Isn't the fun part of just sitting back and relaxing while somebody else does the work?
Yep.
That's my thought, anyhow. All right. Now, for this one, it could be somebody famous, or it could be somebody close to home. And you can have multiple answers. But as you go through life and have gone through life, who is someone or are some people that you hold up as examples and say, man, if I can live life like her or him, I'm going to consider myself a success. And that's however you want to quantify success.
I would first off have to go with my mom. She approaches everything with such positivity, and it's just really something that I strive for in the future. My next answer would probably be both of my grandparents, just every accomplishment throughout life and just everything that they've done, community, personal, family. Like, it's just something that's really cool to see and something that I hope I can do the same for my future self. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, excellent. Well, you did great on the icebreakers. Not sure if you expected them, but you did a wonderful job. But you okay if we wrap up talking track and field?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, excellent. So the success you've had, were you anticipating being this successful this season, or have you exceeded your expectations?
It's a funny thing because this is my first year trying out the shot put, and I've never done it before, and so it was really kind of a surprise. I just thought one of my teammates, Andrew Budig, was just like, Maddie, you got to try this out. You got to just try it. And so I said, okay, let's do it. So I just jumped in, and my coaches were really like, okay, we're doing this. Like, we're going to try it out. And so that was just something that the support that I got and that I needed was all there, and it was really nice.
Well, and that is amazing. And so when did you know, was there a time where you're just like, all right, this is something I can do?
It was probably at my first meet, the indoor meet up at Mount Marty, and I threw, and I wasn't really, expecting anything big, but I got a pretty good number out there, and I was like, okay, this is something that I can really put forth all my effort, and I can really do some things with this.
Well, that is great. And how exciting is it to be going to state?
It's super exciting. I went last year for discus, but to be able to go back again for disc and now shot, it's just really something that just makes me feel like my accomplishments and something that I worked hard for, just seeing it pay off. It's something really fun to see.
Now, is there one that you prefer over the other? Because while they often get lumped together, they're two very different events.
Yes. I would say it depends on what days are good and what days are bad, which ones are going good, but I like them both probably equally. They're just two separate, very different technical things. So yeah, I don't have a favorite.
All right. And shot put, you're right around ranking in that top 10 range. What are you anticipating for state? Because obviously, a few inches is all that separates like the 7th longest shot put to, honestly, the 12th. So you're right in that range. What do you anticipate, and how exciting is it to be in that conversation?
I'm just really excited to go out and compete. I'm hoping that, if I just tell myself, I know, like, I can do this, I can have that repetitive number, I can stay up there and just have a good day. I know that I can hopefully be towards the top of the podium. So, yeah, I'm just really hoping that I can stay consecutive in the numbers and stay persistent.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see how you do. I think it's going to be fun. And, I mean, when you look at that leaderboard, the number of seniors that are in that top 20, knowing that next year that opportunity is going to be even bigger, how much of an incentive is that to maintain over the summer that fitness program and the training and all of that, just knowing that next year, whatever happens this year is just laying that foundation?
Yeah, next year I am even more excited for, just knowing that I can take what I've learned all season this year over the summer, the fall, and the winter, just to really build on that and keep working as hard as I am. I'm just really excited to see what I can do with that.
Well, I think it's going to be fun to see. Well, Maddie, I know you're busy. You've got better things to do than talk to me, but thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. Really appreciate it. Best of luck at state. Have a great summer nannying and doing your thing and enjoying your time. And, I might call you and get some hot dogs on my nails, okay?
Hey, I'll be up for it.
All right, sounds good. You have a great rest of your day, and we'll be talking to you down the line.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Maddie Tereshinski of the Yankton Gazelles. In the shot put, right now her best on the season is 37 feet, 2.5 inches. That's 11th overall. She's in the top 20 or top 18 in discus. So a chance to really make some noise at state, and just a great young lady. So that was so fun. So glad to get a chance to talk with her. I want to thank her mom for helping me arrange that this morning. That's the whole problem. State is such a quick turnaround. I'm trying to get these kids interviewed. I've got Memorial Day on a Monday. I don't really want to reach out on Memorial Day, but so we're getting it. And so I'm just doing a lot of interviews, and this has been amazing. So Maddie, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. And if you'd be interested in sponsoring these Gazelles Gabs and Bucks Banters, Yankton Yaks, basically, just give me a call, 605-661-5858. I'd be talking about you right now, and an ad would run for you right after. All right, we'll be back with more. This is At the Mic with Michael Schumacher, brought to you by JR's Oasis on Fox Sports Radio.